Hey everybody. All right, wanted to do a quick update so that all the Sunday school leaders are on the same page for what we're going to be doing this next Sunday. And I know you don't want to look at my ugly mug the whole time, so I made some props. All right. First thing, discussion leader. I would like to refer to us as discussion leaders rather than teachers. So, the short form is we're all Sunday school youth leaders. The idea is that we're leading discussions, right? So we're no longer sort of teaching at or talking at the kids. We're facilitating positive learning experiences through discussion. All right, couple things. First thing, get to know the youth. Of all the things that you can do that will make the most impact, one of the top, if not the top, is getting to know the youth, all the youth that are in your class. Names, obviously, what do they like? What their like humor style is, right? Like whatever it is, take that time, get to know the youth. Whenever we're doing a learning activity, help the youth get to know each other. If you got to take a little time to do some introductions or get to know, take the time. That's sacred time. This is an important piece. Second thing, my dad used to always say a suffering child is a happy child. I don't know how true that is, but the idea here is like, let the youth struggle. So when we do activities or you ask a question, if they don't quite get it, like that's fine. Let them struggle with it. Let them work through it. Don't jump in and do it for them. Again, you're facilitating the learning experience, but you're really letting them do the work. Let them explore. Let them struggle. All right. There's this acronym here, WAIT, wait. The idea here is whenever you're going to talk to the youth in your learning group, I want you to think, wait, why am I talking? The idea is the only time where an adult will be speaking and all the youth listening is when we're doing the introduction piece at the very beginning of class. Other than that, when you're in the learning groups doing the activities, the best teaching moment you're going to have is when you're asking them questions. You may have a wonderful insight that was meaningful to you, but that doesn't mean that insight will be meaningful to them. You want to help them find their own meaningful insights. Again, the best way you can do that is by asking really great questions. And you may ask a question and it doesn't land. Like, that's fine. Ask a different question. Don't get so nervous that you just start talking at and sharing all of your stuff, right? Help them sort of find those insights, find what's meaningful. All right. Last, interaction over completion. Absolutely 100% every time. It's not about getting the activity done. If the youth are having really great interaction and going really slow, that's fine. If the youth complete the activity super fast and there was no interaction, then we got to back up. And if we're doing it again, or if you're reframing it, asking them some questions or whatever, interaction is always better than and more important than completion. Okay. So good. So to help us prep, those are just a couple principles as we move into this sort of new format for Youth Sunday School, right? So for this next Sunday, upcoming Sunday, just these three verses, Doctrine and Covenants 78, verses 17, 18, 19, read those, think about those. In summary, it's all about God is just ready to bless us. He's prepared all of these things with his own hands, he says. And it's just sort of like we're children. We don't even understand all the things that God's prepared. But it's up to us to receive it. And so that's sort of the principle that we really want to highlight. The story that we're using this week to do that is called Wrong Roads. And so if you get online and search Wrong Roads Mormon Message, it'll pull up a YouTube video that you can watch. There's also a written version that's really good, that's got some more details that you can find that was written by Elder Holland's son, Matt Holland. So Wrong Roads, become really familiar with that story. It's a really good one. Okay, so let's jump to the learning activity. When we get to that point, after we do the introduction, all the youth are going to get about 6 or so of these squares. It won't have those lines on it, so it'll be blank. Their job is to take their squares and draw a bunch of, and connect the lines, right? So they can do a curved line, they can do straight lines, right? Whatever they want. And so that'll be the first step. We'll give all the youth their squares, and they'll sort of draw out these pieces. The next step is, as you can see I've got over here, is as a group, everybody will combine their pieces and they'll sort of connect it as a map. And the only rule that we have here is they got to use all the pieces. But like you can see over here, I don't have, that's an intersection going nowhere. I've got some points where like it just ends. That's fine. Like they can do it however they want. The opportunity here as they get to this step is you can start to ask them questions, right? So what was your strategy in putting together all of the pieces? You have dead ends. Are there wrong roads on your map? You can start to just kind of ask them questions about their map, about their thinking process. And then if the group is open to it, you can start to ask questions that are a little bit deeper, like how is that like life, right? So if they say, we tried to make it as simple as possible. We wanted to make maybe, let's like this side, like it's just a really straightforward road. Well, yeah, what part of life is like that? Or how does God try to make, parts of our life straightforward? Maybe other parts are more complex, right? So you can get even into deeper questions like that. Then the next part of the activity, after they've done this and you've spent just a little bit of time, again, doing some interaction and discussion around it, then you're going to get a stack of additional squares that are all represent blessings. And then the objective of the next piece is to incorporate these blessings into their map. And again, there's no rules. They just have to incorporate all the blessings. They can move pieces around. They can, whatever they want to do to sort of incorporate these blessings. Again, the idea is then for you, after they've done that, you can ask, so what was the strategy? Do you have roads that don't lead to blessings? Again, like that question, do you have wrong roads in your map? Is it possible for you to not run into a blessing if you follow your map? Coming up with just some good questions to get them to think, discover, and it may be a little bit silly, a little bit humorous. That's totally fine. Like you're not looking for tears. We're just looking for interaction and discussion and thoughtfulness. I'll send out an email as well with a bunch of potential questions you can consider. But as you think about the activity, I hope you come up with some good questions of your own. All right, so that's it. If you have any questions, text me, email me back. Looking forward to this Sunday in the new format. Thanks, everybody.